Well, I've tried to get into China for many years, tried every way I could. Most of the time I never even had my application answered. And I listened. I was around the borders of China, talked to refugees, been to the border of China everywhere I could go, up in Kowloon and Macau and wherever I could get, look into China and talk to everybody I could. Couldn't find out very much, really. Nobody was doing much talking if they knew. But I heard that Pan American World Airways was going to run a charter, and indeed they did send a letter to members of their Clipper Club, to which I belonged for many years, saying that they were going to try a charter into China. So immediately I got this letter. I called them because I knew it would be several days from New York, their headquarters. And when I called, I found out the charter was already full of people who got the mail before I did. So I argued a little bit with the traffic manager, and I told him I had to go. I wanted to get in. He said, well, I can't get you on this flight at all, but there may be another one if this is successful. So I don't know, Ed, whether anybody would try this or not, but I said to him, you know, sir, I said, I happen to preside over a $5.5 million travel budget, and it just might be good business for Pan Am and for me, too, if I got into China. And I don't know whether that worked or not, but the next flight that went, I was on it.
I don't know why. What happened the day that you were going into China?
Flying all night, coming into Tokyo in the morning, there had been some inkling that diplomatic reciprocity might be taking place, but nobody knew exactly when that day would come. And early in the morning, passing through the new airport in Tokyo, I met an immigration officer, and he looked at my passport and saw that I had a visa for China. And he said to me, did you read the papers this morning? And I said, well, no, I've been flying all night. They don't sell newspapers on that airplane. He said, you better go out and get a newspaper. And I said, why? He said, the news this morning is that your country and China have announced diplomatic reciprocity. So I did go out and buy a newspaper, and it happened that I got to China that first day that America and China had gotten back together after 31 years.
I believe it's a sovereign work of the Lord, because you fled when the communists took over, and then you were right back the day that the papers were signed.
Yes. And it's a very interesting experience, too. After 31 years of anti-Western, anti-American propaganda, one would expect, that not to meet friendliness. But I got up in the morning, the first day that I was there, I got out on the streets to kind of warm up my Chinese, and felt like the Pied Piper of Hamelin. The minute you spoke a word of Chinese, the traffic stopped, the people followed you, the young people thronged around you, as if they had never had any anti-Western, anti-American propaganda. I mean, nothing but friendliness.